Hello everyone and welcome to my video. For this week's topic, I did 5G in China. So, what is 5G? 5G is the latest and fastest generation of mobile networks, designed to offer faster download and upload speeds, lower latency, and improved capacity compared to previous gens, such as 4G LTE, 4G, and 3G. 5G aims to support a much larger number of connected devices, including IoT devices, and enable new cases such as virtual reality, autonomous vehicles, and smart cities. 5G networks are expected to provide faster internet speeds, lower latency, improved reliability, and will enable new applications and services that were not possible with previous generations. 5G networks are currently in the process of deployment globally and will be widely adopted in the near future. So, next I did a comparison of 5G in China versus in the US. So in China, China has been a leader in the past 2 years. It has been leading the way of 5G innovation due to its significant rollouts and its growth in 5G solutions. Um, the country has established 961,000 5G base stations and 365 5G terminal connections. Additionally, China has shipped 128 million 5G phones. Um, Data from the Chinese Ministry of Industry and Information Technology shows that there are over 10,000 5G applications in various fields, including education, transportation, and healthcare. So next, comparing China to the US, the US has 5G networks that have been rolled out in several major cities in the United States, with the widespread deployment expected in the coming years. The most notable city would be New York, probably. And the US government has been supportive of the development and the deployment of 5G networks, but has also raised concerns about potential security risks posed by certain foreign-made equipment. Some US carriers are using sub 6 gigahertz spectrums for their 5G networks, while others are using millimeter wave spectrums. As of 2021, there were approximately 30,000 5G cell towers in use in the United States. So next is who is using 5G? In 2020, there were around 236 million mobile 5G subscriptions worldwide, which was forecasted to surge to almost 2 billion by 2024. Among all these countries, China was forecasted to lead the way in terms of the number of 5G connections throughout the next 5 years, where the market revenue would skyrocket from zero point 0.6 trillion yuan to over 6 trillion yuan in this decade. And then one of the largest service providers of 5G in China is Huawei. Huawei is the leader of 5G infrastructure market in its home country, China. And Huawei also connected over 3 billion people across 170 plus countries. And Huawei has faced various obstacles in expanding into the overseas 5G market due to the 5G infrastructures as a key aspect of national security. So where are they using 5G? The number of 5G base stations has reached 1.15 million in 2021, covering over 293 cities, most of which were planned in the eastern coastal regions such as Guangdong, Zheng, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu. 5G networks in China are being used to help the expansion of the Internet of Things, or IoT, and 5G will serve as an essential link in the processes of robotization and automation of production within closed, guarded networks of individual manufacturing plants. So, why are they using 5G? And for this, I used Huawei, the largest company of the largest service provider of 5G in China. And so to start off with, we'll do their strengths. So 5G is known for its faster network speeds, and they can provide download speeds that are up to 100 times faster than 4G networks. 5G also has lower latency, which latency means the time it takes for a packet of data to travel from one point to another, and it is much lower on these 5G networks, which makes it suitable for applications that require real-time communication, such as self-driving cars. Another strength is more bandwidth or larger bandwidth, if you will. These 5G networks can support a large number of devices and users, making it ideal for crowded areas like stadiums or city centers. Um, Another strength is improved reliability. So 5G networks offer improved reliability and availability, making it more suitable for mission critical applications. And lastly, better support for IoT or the Internet of Things. 5G networks have been designed to support the growing number of IoT devices and can handle a larger number of low power, low bandwidth devices. Next up is the weaknesses. So limited coverage. So 5G networks require a large number of small cell towers to be deployed as their higher frequency signals do not travel as far as those used by 4G. Um, this means that 5G coverage is currently limited to specific areas and may not be available in all locations. So it just means that more building and infrastructure needs to be in place for 5G to have full coverage. Next is the high cost associated with 5G networks. They can building and maintaining these networks can be expensive, and the cost of upgrading existing infrastructure to support 5G is also pretty high. Additionally, devices that can connect to 5G networks are more expensive than those that can only connect to 4G networks. And lastly, for weaknesses, is increased radiation. So 5G technology has a higher frequency than previous generations of cell networks, which one fear is that this could result in higher levels of radiation exposure. However, it is worth noting that according to the WHO, the 5G radiation is no more dangerous than 4G or Wi-Fi. Next up, we have opportunities. So especially this can go for anywhere, but in China, healthcare, transportation, smart cities, and IoT, as mentioned before, and more efficient production, and higher efficient energy consumption and distribution. These are all benefits of using 5G and opportunities that we will hope to see in the future. And then lastly, we have threats. So the two main concerns, the first one being security concerns. As with any new technology, there are concerns about the security of 5G networks and the potential for hackers to exploit vulnerabilities. So it's still pretty new, and we're still trying to figure that stuff out. Next is dependence on China. So the 5G infrastructure is heavily dependent on Chinese companies like Huawei and ZTE, another large company in China, for equipment and technology of 5G infrastructure. And this has raised concerns about security and espionage from China. So when are they using 5G? In 2020, there were around 236 million mobile 5G subscriptions worldwide, which was forecasted to surge to almost 2 billion by 2024. And over 700,000 5G base stations have been set up in China by the end of November 2020, allowing to connect more than 180 million terminal devices. However, this is only the initial phase of a 5-year quote unquote long march to dominate the telecommunications technology sector. And China's number of base stations is expected to reach almost 5 million by 2025. Next, how do we apply 5G for SDGs? So I use goal number 9 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is to build resilient infrastructures. Um, so basically, by further expanding 5G, especially in larger cities such as Shanghai, China will have more data points to collect and analyze. And so hopefully this will allow for greater efficiency, budgeting, and faster speeds in those respected fields in which the 5G affects. And that's it. So lastly, I just want to ask the viewers, I have two truths and one lie. So the first one is there are security concerns with Chinese cellular companies in the US. Um, the next is AT&T is the largest service provider of 5G in China. And then 5G network speeds are faster than 4G speeds. So let me know in the comments which one do you think is the truth, what two truths there are, and which one's the lie. Thank you for watching.